Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, sisters, hello, brothers, and hello, everyone out there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Baraki Kamus, and my full name is Baraki Faraj Kamus, and I came to this country 2000, year 2000, and I was married at the time, and I was born a Muslim. And today I'm going to talk about calling from my creator. I'm writing a book about this as well. This is something that most of people they're going through, and it's something that I want to bring it out so people can see that it's not just them who are going through that. There is other people as well. I was born a Muslim, and I've lived in East Africa. I was born in Kenya, then I went to live in Zanzibar for only 5 years. Now, the difference of those countries and the way things, because when you're born a Muslim, you sometimes take advantage of that because, and also sometimes they put together the culture in the Islamic, and sometimes it can be good, sometimes it cannot be good, because then you translate the culture into religion, and that is where people go wrong, because then it becomes misunderstanding of what the religion is about and where is the culture stopping or where the culture starts. Now, for me today, I want to talk about calling from my creator. Now, why do I say that? If you read the Quran and if you read what it says in a way that because Quran is the word from our creator, word from Allah himself, he says these words and he put it into this book, that this is our guide. And for every Muslim out there, the best thing to know about your religion is to read this book and understanding. So the book is in Arabic, but you can read it in your own language if you don't speak Arabic. I didn't speak Arabic. I used to be kind of forced to learn the Quran, and it was curriculum. It was something that it was a must, and I couldn't understand it. Why do I have to learn, or why is it important? Why do I have to cover? So all these things a child goes through, and the most important thing is that understanding why you do what you do, or why your parents tell you to do these things, why why we have rules and regulation in Islam. Now, I can't say all these things today, but I will say some of these things. Now, for me, my own story is that I in Kenya, I wasn't very strict in what I need to wear or things like that. I was young, so, and most of the time, if you look at Islam, not so much, not so many people, they force their children to wear the proper dress. So you'll see some of them, they will have they will just leave them be children. Now, that's what happens to me. So if I wanted to wear, I'll wear. If I don't want to, I don't have to. And when I was growing up, when I become a teenager, I used to when they cover everything, and I used to find it very curious on how they did that. They cover their faces and things like that. But most of the time they used to do that because if you're getting married and they don't want people to see you, so it was kind of like fun kind of thing. And so it was really, really good. I got married when I was a teenager, so I didn't grow up in a way that I didn't finish my Mashaf. I didn't finish my Quran, the whole of it. I didn't finish when I was studying, and also I didn't really understand it. So coming to this country, I wasn't aware of my religion so much. I was using my religion as kind of like if I am in need, I will pray my fard. I will pray my 5 times a day. I will make sure I do even sunnah. I will make sure I fast like Monday and Thursdays. I will fast my Ramadan. I will do extra because I've got a problem, because I've got something that it needs to be dealt with. So you see, my religion became like a tool in a way that if I needed, oh God help me, you're there. You're gonna help me, because there's no other person than you who can help me. But then when it's a good times, I don't pray sometimes, or I'll pray when I feel like it. Now, I'm saying this because I'm being honest with you. I'm saying this because I'm bringing awareness to people that who are going through it. And this is where the critical point is. Because when you start all of these things going on, because I'm not finished, I'm going to go ahead first and then I will come back to this point. Now, doing that most frequently in a way that if it's hard, you go back to God. If it's good, you forget God. And then for me, was coming to my marriage now. I'm 16 years old. I don't know what I'm doing, and having children very quickly. Now, things started to, like, okay, starting having why there's no understanding, me and my husband, or why there's a few things that are not good for me. How can I say it, or how can I go about it? What do I need to do? So, and also at the time when I was in this country, the bombing, what you call it, 2011, at the time it happened, the Twin Towers, when it happened, I was here. And at that time, Islamic was, or Muslim people, they kind of like in a very bad times, that people, when they see them, I even witness live in the bus. And the lady was a Somali lady. She was wearing everything covered, just you can see her face. She had 4 kids around her, and she was in the bus. She just came in with a buggy, and the other children were little as well. And because of the way she was dressed, people, especially the men who were at the back of the bus, they started yelling at her. You see, you done, what have you done? You people are bad. You people are terrorists. You come to this country and you killed. And I was so scared, because deep down, I wasn't wearing my hijab, but I was scared. I'm a Muslim. And I felt like I'm hiding. I'm hiding, because what I used to tell myself is that I'm Muslim, but it's a private thing. I'm Muslim, only God knows that I'm Muslim. Only God knows that. And I used to tell that to myself. And I used to keep myself safe in a way that's what I used to tell myself. That's the story I tell myself. And that's what I convince myself is the right thing. Now, I was just like, I was like a spy, I'm hiding, I'm praying, and I do my thing, I fast, and I do everything, but I do not wear the Islamic clothing, the covering and everything. Now, until the time I was just like, okay, I've been married for 14 years, things are not working really well. And I was just like, I can't do this. I need to be myself. I need to do things for myself. I want to be independent. I want to do things that it makes sense for me. Now, when I chose to do that, and I became more aware of what is needed for myself to take responsibility of my own life. Now, at that time, I was praying, and I was still doing everything else, but I wasn't still covered. And going through, I got my divorce. At that time as well, in part of my divorce, it played a bigger role, because divorce, Allah hates divorce. And so for me, I didn't understand, because I didn't know my religion. I didn't know the rules and regulation in Islamic, and all of it is written down in the Quran. I swear to God, it's all written down in the Quran. Now, I didn't know so much. So it took me a very long time to really, I was just like, oh my God, if I do this, it's such a big sin. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to tell Allah, when the time I see him, how would I say I want to divorce, even though I'm not happy, even though things are not working, even though this. So I really, it took me a while for me to be like, Barke, Allah will understand. Allah knows what, before we even say the words, Allah knows. So he will understand me, where I come from and why I did what I did. So I had to forgive myself, and also I had to leave it to God. Because God is, he has his own plan. You've got your own plan, God has his own plan. And for me, it was like, if God doesn't want this plan to go ahead, it will not go ahead. So I surrendered that to him and I said, God, I leave it to you because you know best. Now, I got my divorce. After that, after my divorce, I was going through adjustment period. That's the way I call it. It's adjustment period. Adjustment period is where the craziness go full froth. Now, at that time, I was going crazy because I had no money. I had no way, no means, no way of getting myself together or making things happen, or I was going down in a way that I felt, oh my God, I was scared to even opening my own door. I was scared to pick up a phone. I was scared to, everything scared me. I couldn't even breathe properly. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I was, everywhere I look, I was like, oh my God, there's debts, there's my children needs food, I need this, and all those things. I was going crazy. I was like looking for jobs. I was looking for investments. I was looking for any way I can double my money to make sure that I come out of this. But I forgot one thing. Until things got so badly that I was like, breathe. Really, literally, I was just like, breathe. When I took my breath for the first time and asked myself, what can I do? And I was like, I feel like there's nothing I can do. Who can help me? And back of my mind, a little voice said to me, God, Allah can help you. Surrender. Now, this is I made this video as the title, a call from my creator. In the Quran, it's written down, even though I cannot say the words or say the ayah of what surah it is, but I know it's there and you can read it and find it for yourself. But it says, God will test us in death, in as a loss, in your money, in your patience, in your relationships. So all these areas, God is testing us. God creates us in a way that there is tests for every human being. The more the test, the more he loves you. He's not doing it to punish you. He's not doing it because he wants you to dwell and for you to be depressed and for you to kill yourself. No, he's doing it because to call you closer to him. That's what is the calling. All these things that I felt like everything is going wrong, everything is going bad, everything is, why am I doing, what is happening to me? Why am I, everything I do is not right. But it's a call from my creator. He's calling me, Barke, turn to me. Barke, surrender to me. Barke, do it for your soul. Do it for the sake of being alive, of being here in this earth. So the day that I let go and I say to myself, I'm not alone. Nobody's alone in this earth. You've got God with you. God created us to be in this earth, okay? For us to work hard on ourselves for our future. Not just the earthly future. I'm talking about the hereafter, the after death future. In Islam, we believe there's after death. There's going to be paradise or hell, whatever it is, but there is hereafter. In other religions, some of them, they don't believe in that, but we do. Now, I'm not asking for people to agree with me. All I'm saying is that you have to really ask yourself, were you created or you created yourself? Because most of the time we are so fragile. We you poke something, blood comes out, you die. You fall down, you bash your head, you die. So everything that is, and there's death, there's birth, there's death, there's growth. You start as a baby, you grow, you become strong, and then you go back being a baby again because you can't look after yourself anymore. You have to wait for other people to look after you. Now all of these things that is happening, oh my God, everything, every step, God create. There is a creator. Now for me, being able to say to you, to say to every one of you, whoever's gonna listen to this video, for me, I started, was like there's something inside of me was like calling me. Barke, what is your religion? What exactly? Come on, like covering up. Why Muslim women have to cover? Why do we have to, not have sex outside of our marriage or when we're not married? Why do we don't have to have? Why do we have to not have sex? If you can understand it. Why there's all these rules and regulations? So I had so many questions. I used to even hate being a woman. I used to hate having private parts because I was like, it's crazy. After having, being in a marriage and having, what you call, not proper sex, but having sex frequently, and then coming out of marriage and not having sex, and the body feels, and it just like, it's like its own attacking its own way because it's like going crazy. I need something. There's something is missing. And then for me to be like, but I don't want to do what I did before. I don't want to have sex outside, not without being married. But I didn't understand why. Now, reading the Quran, I had to tell myself, you know what, Barke, we have to learn this, okay? And started learning by reading the Quran in Arabic and in English. Yeah, I'm terrible. I speak Swahili, yeah? But I find it easier to understand in English. Now, when I go back and start reading Surah Al-Baqarah, and it says about how important, the way he brought us, the way he created us, and what's important of it, and all this journey through, the believers and non-believers, and then going through all these other, Surah An-Nisa, the woman, the surah. It goes deep about women, how they protect themselves, how to calculate for the inheritance, why is it important, and all these things that he was talking about. I was like, okay, everything is in the Quran. Surah Ar-Rahman, I couldn't understand at the beginning. Every time this surah was read, it's like it brings tears in me. And I'm like, what does it mean? What does it say? And it says these things. It's telling you, like, the corals, the beauty of this world, everything. Do you believe that God created this? And I was just like, oh my God. It's true. Come on. These things didn't appear just like that, okay? The earth, the world, or what do you say, the earth was created in 6 days. Come on, how would you, if you really read the Quran and you understand it to the point, you're like, oh my God, everything just fits together, and you're like, women, why they have to cover up? And I'm like, to preserve their beauty, to actually treat them in a way that is thorough and in a way that is humanity. Think about it. When I looked at the bigger picture, and also I have to mention, Mufti Menk is my favorite. He's my favorite sheikh ever because he makes you laugh, but in a way that is understandable. I listen to Mufti Menk in the surahs, the way the learning from Surah Al-Qaf, learning from the other surahs, and I was just listening and I was like, oh my God, that makes sense. Oh my goodness, yes. Because he mentioned, even if we, all of us human beings, I mean women most of the time, or all of us women, if we cover up, yeah, put our hijab, put our habaya, as they call it here in England, habaya, in Zanzibar they call it wibui. So if you put your black dress, or any black dress, green, whatever it is, but you put it as one, just one, it doesn't show your body. Now, if every woman wears that, when you go outside, the men, when they look at that woman, they see a woman. They don't see the body parts. Sorry to say, but it's the truth. They don't have imagination because it's out there. They can see it. And this is why most of the time there is a lot of divorces. There is a lot of people cheating. There is a lot of people, because there's too many choices. When they look outside, three women walking down the street, one is wearing tight jeans, the other one wearing skinny shorts, or the other one is wearing very skimpy dress, that you can see most of those things. So men become, there's so many options. Okay, I choose this woman for the body that they have. When they come to the house, their mind now, they don't look good anymore because they're not wearing what they're wearing, or they got older, so I need to get a new model. So things like that, people, they don't become grateful to what they got because they think there's so many choices, I should do this. And then in his Muslim people, especially Muslim men, who don't understand about the proper way of having, how many wives? You've got up to 4 wives, yes? But still, you have to treat them just. That's what they forget. Just. That's what they forget. So you have to treat them all equal. You cannot treat one, oh, this is my favorite. And even your child, you cannot treat them only particular, that's my favorite. The other ones, I can treat them whatever I want to treat them. That is not the way. So, end of the day, for me, when I started listening and I was just like, oh my God, oh, it makes sense. And I was like, okay, so the call that God, my creator, sent to me from the hardship, but then now I'm becoming more understanding about the zina, the having sex out of marriage, or having sex, if you're not married. So all that is to protect you. Wearing the cover up is to protect you. Everything that is there is for the purpose of you. Not smoking, not drinking alcohol is to protect you. A lot of people who are drinking and smoking, they lose their focus. They don't know what they're doing. They end up having accidents, or worse, raping. All these very bad things happen to people because they're intoxicated. They don't really know what is happening. They've got a blind spot. And this is all in the Quran. This is all there for people to know what is happening in this life. So since I would say last year, I became more aware, and I became searching. I've been searching for being a good Muslim, and not my culture to my religion. No, I'm talking about just being a good Muslim, being a person. I am born a Muslim. I want to know, what is that? What am I supposed to? Because I used to look at women, I used to find them weak. I used to see them as, oh my God, I used to hate it being a woman. So, but all these things, because I used to like, why men have to marry for women? Why not women have to marry for men? We can take care of that. But I couldn't understand it. So now reading the Quran, and it's all showing me all these things, the answers of my question, what I'm asking and everything. And I'm like, oh, I've been blind. I didn't have the proper education about Islam. Now I'm learning. I'm still learning. There's still always something new to learn in Islam. But end of the day, I am so happy and grateful. Alhamdulillah. I am so grateful to cover myself and to actually, and I'm not doing it because I'm married, or I'm not doing it because of someone else wanted to see me, all this. No, I'm doing it because I am submitting myself to Allah. I am living my life to Allah. He is my creator. I shall leave everything in this world because of him. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much, and take care.